Hello everyone, it's me Rona and welcome to DMV Interiors. Today we are looking at the color Modernist Gray as a part of our color design series, which happens to be a HGTV Sherwin-Williams color. As I said to you before in the previous color design series, I look at all different types of paint across all types of brands. So if there's a color that you're interested in, if it has a name, I should be able to find it, or a color number that they use to catalog their types of paint colors. Be sure to leave that in the comment sections below. And if you like the series, please share, like, and subscribe to the content. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and look at this beautiful color called Modernist Gray. And I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing a lot of gray on some of our favorite home design shows. And there's a reason for that. And that's because gray is usually used to tone down a paint color, or a hue, if you will. And that's when you take the color gray and any of the colors that you see on that color wheel, and you mix in a little bit of gray, it changes the color hue. And that's where you start to get this hue value that you see in the color wheel. But what happens when we use the color gray as the feature hue or color in our space? I like to start out with the larger statement pieces. And we do that by bringing in the 7 elements of design based on our style choices. Now, you can make that paint color gray the backdrop by putting it on walls, or you could bring it into your design by bringing it into statement pieces such as your furniture. And as you'll see in this design series, the spectrum of gray is virtually limitless. And if paint and or larger statement pieces are a little bit intimidating, you can start out by bringing in some of your accessories with accessories such as artwork and pillows. What I like to do is when I'm doing my research for a client and we have the initial conversation about what their design style and choices and color formats are, I go out and I start to pull together a palette for our discussion. And then we narrow our focus on a particular direction, how the overall design will evolve in that space. And as those layers start to formulate, we look at other opportunities to bring in that color to include area rugs. You'll be looking at your style choices and then from there starting to develop a format for how you're going to make that entire space cohesive. Now, that doesn't mean that if you are actually designing an entire floor in your home, that you can't use more than one type of rug that represents the colors that you're trying to bring in throughout that entire floor. So it wouldn't be unusual to use one or more of these options, or a similar selection based on your design choice. One of the things that you will hear me talk about throughout the color design series is utilizing the 7 elements of design. It is so important to making your whole space cohesive. And one of those areas that we start to build a budget for are the accessories and decorative items that you bring into your space. For this feature today, I decided to stay in the metals area of color. And with that being said, one of those elements again that you'll see here are plants. And that's whether you use it in an artificial or in a live version. And if you'd like to learn more about the 7 elements of design, feel free to check the links below. And from there, you'll be able to establish a budget for how you want to bring in those 7 elements throughout your space. In addition to the accessories, there's also an opportunity for you to bring in your color with different accent pieces. And it doesn't mean that you have to stay true to one particular shade or hue of the color that you're interested in. You can also bring in classical pieces or stay within the color family or bring in adjacent, complementary, or monochromatic colors that complements your color selection. If there's a color that you love or would like to evaluate in a future edition of the color design series, Feel free to go to any of your favorite paint stores online and make a color selection. And be sure to leave me the name of the color as well as the color number in the comment sections below. And if you want to get started on your design project and work on your own, but you need just a little bit of assistance, be sure to go to the workshop link for my website. And from there, you'll be able to get started on designing and decorating a space of your own. And if you'd like additional assistance, feel free to click on any of the services that I offer. Or you can apply that $75 workshop fee towards one of those services. I hope you enjoyed today's color design series where we featured the color Modernist Gray. And again, if you have a color that you'd like for me to evaluate in a future edition of the color design series, feel free to leave that information in the comments below. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next design series.